We try to create teams that are no larger than can be fed with 2 pizzas. We call that the 2 pizza team rule.
Hello, and welcome to a new video on the story of how Amazon's 2 pizza teams helped to create a culture of innovation and experimentation at the company. In this video, we are going to learn the idea behind one of the most revolutionary ways to scale a company, real-life projects where this idea was a success at Amazon, how the idea should be implemented with examples, risk associated with the concept, and how you should mitigate them. And finally, we will look at the companies that got inspired by the concept and started using in their companies. Before that, a small request. Now let's move on. The origin of 2 pizza team concept can be traced back to the early days of Amazon. At a management offsite in the late 1990s, a team of well-intentioned junior executives presented a problem, the difficulty of coordinating far-flung divisions, to which they presented the idea of communicating more with cross-functional teams. This led the angry Jeff Bezos to advocate profusely that communication is a sign of dysfunction. It means people are not working together in a close organic way. We should be trying to figure out a way for teams to communicate less with each other, not more. During the dot-com crash of 2000s, Jeff Bezos, to reduce cost, had to eliminate many employees in the middle management from the company. He realized he wanted to hire more doers, engineers, designers, etc. rather than managers. In 2002, he took a small break from the company to think better. After returning, he presented to its core team the next big idea, the 2 pizza rule. The 2 pizza rule stems from the idea that no team should be larger than the number of people, generally fewer than 10 people, that can be adequately fed by 2 large pizzas. According to Bezos, as the company was growing rapidly, he began to notice that communication and collaboration among teams were becoming increasingly difficult. He hated the concept of large meetings because large meetings, he said, are really expensive. There are 2 main causes that make meetings very expensive: the early cost of each employee being wasted in a meeting where they are not needed, and the work that could have been done if unneeded people were not in the meeting. We try to create teams that are no larger that can be fed by 2 pizzas, said Bezos. We call that the 2 pizza team rule. Bezos believed that by keeping teams small, it would be easier for team members to communicate and collaborate effectively. He also believed that small teams would be more efficient and would be able to make decisions more quickly. This would allow Amazon to move faster and be more responsive to changing market conditions. One example of Amazon using the 2 pizza team concept to build a successful product is the development of Amazon Kindle e-reader. According to former Amazon executive Steve Kessel, who was the senior vice president of worldwide operations, the Kindle team was kept small and nimble using the 2 pizza team concept, which allowed them to quickly iterate on the product, incorporating feedback from users and making improvements based on the feedback. This approach, along with the tight focus on customer experience, helped the Kindle team to develop a product that was well received by customers and ultimately became a very successful product for Amazon. Bezos communicated the concept to employees through company-wide meetings and emails, and encouraged managers to adopt this approach when organizing and leading their teams. He also made it clear that this was a key aspect of Amazon's culture, and that it was expected that everyone would follow this model. But apart from all this, Bezos did face some backlash from team members initially, as the concept was new and different from the traditional hierarchical organizational structure that most companies use. Some employees were resistant to the idea of working in small teams, as they were used to working in larger teams with more defined roles and responsibilities. A few noted drawbacks were limited resources. Because teams are small, they may have limited resources and expertise, which can make it difficult to tackle larger, more complex problems. Lack of specialization. With small teams, there may be less opportunity for team members to specialize in specific areas of expertise, which can make it difficult to develop deep expertise in a particular area. It was uneasy to establish the criteria for one's own evaluation, especially when the outcome may lead to harsh judgment. To address all these concerns, Bezos made sure that team members were properly trained and equipped with the necessary tools and resources to be successful. He also emphasized the importance of clear communication and encouraged teams to share their progress and success with the rest of the company. Although it had some drawbacks, the two pizza team concept has helped Amazon to foster a culture of innovation and experimentation, and this has also led many other reputed companies to adopt similar approaches in their companies as well. Many experts and business leaders have expressed support for the two pizza team concept. For example, in his book Scrum: The Art of Doing Twice the Work in Half the Time, Jeff Sutherland, one of the creators of the Scrum framework, writes that small cross-functional teams are essential for successful agile development. Similarly, in his book Drive: The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us, author Daniel Pink argues that small teams with clear goals and autonomy are more effective than larger hierarchical organizations. Few examples of companies that have adopted the two pizza teams concept from Amazon are Google. According to 2014 article in New York Times, Google used small autonomous teams that were focused on specific projects. The article states that teams were responsible for launching Google's very successful projects such as Google Maps, Gmail, and Google News. In a 2017 blog post, Spotify explained how they used squads, small cross-functional teams that are focused on specific areas of business. In 2018 article in Forbes, Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff explained how the company used pods, small autonomous teams that are focused on specific projects to drive innovation and growth within the company. And finally, Netflix. In a 2018 article in Fast Company, Netflix CEO Reed Hastings explained how the company used small teams to drive innovation. With this, we come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching.